All right, everybody, settle down, settle down. Today is Friday. Today is Friday. Today, oh my God, oh my God, are y'all ready? Now, some of you know this gentleman and been on some of his calls and other things he does. He's such a great leader. He's a community leader, first of all. I like to say that he's a community leader. He's a great father to his son. He's an outstanding, I mean, an outstanding son to his mom. He always talk about his mother. Any man talk about his mother that much, you got to know that they're good people. He's a health guru. He's a Yoda. He has the most incredible, in my opinion, the most incredible promotion I've ever seen. He had Marvin Sapp singing. Oh my God. I was looking at the co-founder. They were actually tearing up. He had Les Brown stand with him on stage. That was one of the most outstanding promotions I've ever seen. I'll always say that. Ladies and gentlemen, can we give a warm welcome to Senior Vice President, the one and only, Mr. Byron Nelson.
Let's see here. Where do we start? You did so much acknowledgement. Let's just go with that. Let's go with, first of all, let's just acknowledging, Mr. Al Thomas and every one of you for even being here, more so than anything else. I think that, and that's going to be my topic, just really more than anything else, is Al Thomas. Let's just talk about Al Thomas, because we can do that for the next week. In a great way. I mean, really, though, to understand how much he's given, how much he continues to give, how much he serves, how much he's positioning each one of you to be able to take advantage of what's going on. It's really one of those things where when I say that, it's a matter of how much are you doing to serve? What are you doing to serve? What are you doing to take? And I've been having this conversation repeatedly over the last week or so. The topic is, combined with acknowledgement, participating in your own rescue. Participating in your own rescue. For example, how many of you are actually counting down 70 days? How many of you know exactly what's going on? And so in that 70 days, there's a couple of dynamics there. Number one is for yourself. But number two, how many people are you counting down for someone else? Because if you are not serving, like he's already there, I'm already there. We're already signed up, registered. The only thing that can stop us is life and or death. So in that conversation, the question is, if he's saying this every time he gets on the call, not just on Fridays, but Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, to everybody he's talking to, who are you counting down for is the question. Write that down. Who am I counting down for? Who am I holding accountable? If I'm truly going to step up as a leader, I call myself a leader, then who am I holding accountable for what I'm holding because the way you hold yourself accountable is to hold other people accountable. The way you make your vision come to light is to share with other people that will call you a farce or will hold you accountable in a way that you feel like a fake or a fraud if you don't fulfill that vision. To just tell people what you're doing means that you aren't doing it. You have to tell the right people. You have to tell the people who are watching you, listening to you. And then if you don't have anybody watching you and listening to you, there's a problem in itself. So a person who says they're a leader and has nobody following them is taking a long walk. I just think the ultimate thing in life is to be a leader. I don't care what you do. I don't care if you're going to be a mother. I don't care if you're going to be a teacher. I don't care if you're going to be an RC, an RD, an RVP, SVP. I don't care if you're just starting for the first day. I don't care if you're, whatever you do, if you're going to be on a baseball team, basketball, NHL, football, I don't care. If you're going to mop floors, if you're going to eat hot dogs, be the best hot dog eater ever. But whatever you're going to do, you need to decide to lead, follow, or get out of the way. Now, why is it that we actually take the time to follow? So that we can learn how to lead. I've been saying this conversation over the last week. The three greatest things that I took away from being on Neckar's Island, the times that I've gone with Sir Richard Branson. Here are the 3 greatest things that I took away from. Number 1, you have to be 100% passionate in why you're doing something. 100 emphatical percent. I mean, like it gets you out of bed. You have to be ignited to get out of bed. Whatever that is. Why are you doing what you're doing? If it's to buy your mom a house, if it's to get off of a job, if it's to add a comma to your bank account, if it's to be able to give back in God's way, if it's to be able to take care of your mom, your father, if it's a health reason, whatever it is, you need to be extra. I mean, you have to have, when you talk about it, it needs to ooze out of your mouth as if you were a child waiting for Christmas. I tell the story, and I'm sure I've shared it with you guys before a long time ago. The parents had 2 children. One was pessimistic, one was positive, and they sat up there and they put the Christmas Day. They put all the gifts for the cynical child in his room. Every gift he could ever want, they put it in the room. Then they put all, and the other child, they put all this manure. The cynical child found something wrong with every toy. The positive child was sitting up there and horse shit, just digging and digging and digging. And at the bottom, he looked, he's like, the parents looked just befuddled. What are you doing? Why are you so excited? There's got to be a horse at the bottom of all this horse shit. There's got to be a pony. It's got to be a pony. The child will always find something extraordinary about life. Notice what I just said. The child, the inner child in you, you need to find that inner child in you. I've been watching this over and over every day. Literally over and over every day. Because my life has been so congested with just life. How many people understand that conversation? Your life gets congested with life, right? And so you have to find little things that keep you going throughout the day. And because I don't have that much time, I don't have the time to look at something even for 3 or 4 minutes, but I do have 30 seconds to change my life.
If I could see the world through the eyes of a child, what a wonderful world this would be.
With my dad, and then I find the inner child in me, and I find him. Shut up! What? How? This is what we do. And you find that child in you, and you go back to work. I literally have bubbles. I went and bought a whole thing of bubbles. I literally walk throughout the day with bubbles in my hand. Anybody remember the bubbles? The little thing, and it just drips all over your hand. And I'll walk into literally a Starbucks or Tim Hortons when I'm up north or wherever I go, and I'll blow bubbles. And they're like, who is this man with this still gray beard and bald head blowing bubbles? What's the point of that? 2 things, it's duality. Number 1, it makes me feel good because it's what I loved as a child. I loved bubbles as a child. Number 2, it gets everybody's attention because it's not normal for an adult to be doing that without a child around. You have to make yourself distinct wherever and whatever you do. Prince, who I got a chance to know over time, he always had a Tootsie Roll in his hand, always. If he didn't smoke, he didn't drink. Whenever he was on an interview, if he was not singing with a guitar in his hand, he always had a Tootsie Roll Pop. This is sucker. You got to ask yourself, what makes you distinct? What makes you outstanding? What makes you stand out? To do the things that you want to do, you're going to have to bring the world to you. The world is not going to come to you. You're going to have to go to the world. And I'm staying in the lane of understanding acknowledgement. When building a business, Specifically, I'll tell you, I have a guy, he's the general manager at my Chase Bank. I wasn't looking for it. Randomly, I overheard it was his birthday coming up. This was last year. I made sure to get him some inexpensive bands, some bracelets, really nice bracelets, are the ones that I wear all the time, and get him an extraordinary bottle of wine. Needless that I know, I mean, before, without me knowing, within 3 months of that period of time, I went in there and I didn't have my ID. He co-signed for me 3 times over the last 6 months. I don't know anybody who can go into a bank, withdraw money without an ID. Like, never in my lifetime have I seen that. Never have I seen somebody, the general manager of the entire bank of a Chase in their elite portfolio, come and sign off for you to withdraw money. Unless you're doing massive, even when you're doing real estate deals, even when you're doing wire, I don't care where you go. Unless it's a very private bank, private lending, and you have a relationship and they're doing high-end business like Mr. Al Thomas, as I'm very familiar with, when you're doing 7 and 8 figures consistently, they're gonna know who you are, but they still don't sign for you and let you walk out with money. This man co-signed for me 3 times. And then on top of that, allowed me to go out and told me, he started feeding me information. Look, for small businesses, they're only gonna have this open for about 2 weeks. They aren't promoting it. You're able to go in and get $150,000, no docs, no tax returns, and they're only doing it for 2 weeks for the high-end people, for the cash flow because of what's happening in the crunch. He started giving me information that they were only given to 8-figure players. It cost me 2 bracelets and a bottle of wine. I've seen this happen repeatedly, of living in the lane of servitude without expectation. You have to write that down. Living in the lane of servitude without expectation. I stay on Servitude Lane, Faith Boulevard, Patience Highway. These are all the streets I take to get home, to and from every day. I need to make sure I stay on the right lane so that when FedEx shows up, I call God FedEx, that my deliveries actually make it to me. There's a whole bunch of what you call God appointments that are set up for you. But if you don't wake up and get out and take the right lane, if you don't take the GPS, God's GPS, you're going to end up in the wrong city all the time. You're going to end up on Depressed Boulevard, Broke Way, Can't Find Nobody Highway. I'll have no confidence city. What am I doing with my life? Like, Metro. You're just gonna be lost. Is this making sense to anybody? Is anybody understanding this? Little things that you can do. How many dinners do you have set up for this month for your business? How many dinners? Okay, you may only be able to afford 1. You can afford 2 if you make everybody else pay. If you set the expectation and the standard. Here's what I know about sharing opportunity in business. Everybody has to go to the bathroom. Everybody has to put on some clothes and take a shower, and everybody has to eat. So why wouldn't you have set dinners? I'm going to start with dinner once a month that culminates what you're doing, how you're doing it, and to be able to share. See, the key to this, why acknowledgement is key, is for you to be able to find, I call them access point. business access points. How do I actually access portals to share my opportunity? How do I access portals to share who I am? How do I showcase me? It's not a matter of showcasing your business because you are your business. So how do I showcase me? Do I have a set date and appointment once a week at a coffee shop near me where I invite 1 people, 2 people, 3 people, 4 people? All of a sudden, a month later, I got 10 people. All of a sudden, 3 months later, they're trying to kick me out of the coffee shop because there's too many people meeting at this time. Who's the center of this attention taking up all my space? I only show up here for an hour and all these people just started showing up. I don't know why. I invited 1 person. I decided I really liked your coffee. The next week there was 4 people and they started taking notice. By 3 weeks later, the manager involved and said, hold on, you can't have events here. I was like, we all just showed up for some coffee. You know, I just thought you wanted some more business. If you don't want my business, don't worry, I'll take it somewhere else. I don't see anything wrong with 30, 40 cups of coffee being sold in less than an hour. I would like to think your overseers in your job site and your jail cell will be appreciative of this. I don't know, maybe I'm just wrong. See, these things allow you to be able to put yourself in the servitude tank. Thank you cards. Acknowledgement. We're staying in the lane of acknowledgement. How many thank you cards did you send out this week? You should have a designated day. Mine is Sunday. I like Sunday because I want to put it in the mail. I like it hitting them all throughout the week. Hey, it was really nice meeting you. I just want to thank you for helping me find that copier over there at at Staples. And what? It came to the store. I got a card. When did I start getting personal mail at Staples? I just work here. Somebody really appreciated you. They sent 2, 1 to the management and 1 to you, just to say thank you. Acknowledgement. You have no idea. Think about in your mailbox how much. When was the last time you got a personal letter that wasn't your birthday? I mean, for the average person, I know there's a few people on here that are anomalies, but the only thing I get in my mail is flyers, advertisement, and bills. It's very rare for you to receive a personal letter that is not on a specific holiday or your birthday. You want to know how to generate business, learn how to acknowledge people. There's nothing more powerful. Yes, we can hit, we have different mediums. Are you guys with me? So we have mediums. We have texting 10 people a day, emailing 10 people a day, going on social media. I mean, and just literally, if you're, I don't like social. I have become anti-social. I don't like people at all. But I'm just going to give you an example here. Let me see if I can do it real quick. So if I go in here and go here, this is how I know one could never, and I of course, your name may not be Al Thomas or Byron Nelson, but every one of you have some volume of this, right? So when I look at this and I go in, can you guys see that, Mr. Thomas? Can you see that? Everyone has friend requests. So I go in and I look and I say 140, that might be somebody already in the family. 21, that might be somebody in the family. They have nobody. And I can't see their face. No, I definitely don't want to know them. I don't care who they are. So I'll delete that immediately. And I mean, this is something you could do on a daily basis. But I can go in here and say, okay, 10. I can look at the names. I can say, okay, this person is not. Then I'll go right here. I just like the whole thing right there. The colors, it just gets my attention. I click on it. I sit up there and I say, okay, congratulations. You've been selected for Perform BET Awards. It's somebody who's really into stuff. Okay, top talent. This is somebody who's artistic. Okay, they showing this. I think I've seen this one before, which is really good. At another time, 2 couples just dancing. That's old couple. This is beautiful. What does this tell me? This tells me everything about the character of the person. Are you guys with me on that so far? I mean, if you're going to do social media, know how to look at it. I sit up there, it's like, okay, this is interesting. She's been on TEDx. Oh, that gets me. She's got talent. I don't know what's going on, but up here, you have to sit down sometimes and to reflect on your journey. That's somebody who I want, somebody who reflects on their journey. Not somebody picking their nose, eating some candy. Okay, right here, anxiety, holistic. She's into art. I'm totally into alternative. So I'll sit up there and I'll go back and I'll do this. Takes just one. I'll go in here. I'll message. Hello, however you pronounce your name. Let me see something. I was actually attempting to type your message, but it was just too long. I want to tell you, I'm really intrigued with your entire profile. I want to thank you for requesting me as a friend. I actually don't even get on social media that often because I have so much business going on in about 27, 28 countries. But I look to collaborate. What I do is I take people that have amazing talent like yourself, show them how to be able to truly fund it on their own dime and advance their life. What I really love about your profile is alternative health because it's something I delve deeply into. At some time over the course of the next 7 days, if you got 5 to 10 minutes, I'd love to have a conversation with you. I don't randomly just add people onto my Facebook or to my Instagram only because of the profile of what I'm doing in life. But I would love to just get to know you as a person. Please get back to me as soon as you can. Send me a message if this intrigues you at all. Byron Nelson. Have an amazing freaking day, by the way. I love everything about what you got going on. Real simple. You do that 10 times a day. It's impossible. Impossible. All I did was edify her. I didn't talk about telecom. I didn't talk about network marketing. I didn't talk about what I'm selling. I didn't tell about I got a whole bunch of utilities in my pocket. I didn't say I got some insurance over here on the side. I didn't say if you open to an opportunity. By the way, stay away from are you open to an opportunity? That's like a antichrist. It's like putting a cross on your head. It's just just don't do it. So it's about establishing relationships. Does anybody get anything out of this? If you look at that, right? So I didn't even send the other message. See here, if I go in here and I share with you, again, I'm not going to use another example. I just want you to get the whole essence of it. The point of this conversation, thank you, Bob. It's just smart business. Write that down. I need to do smart business. I got on here. I can't even count how many. But what I do know is I'm not going through my existing friends. I like the profile of this gentleman right here, Call to Moten. If you look at the picture, you can just look at certain people. Then you can look at certain people and they got a crazy eye. For you women, stay away from the men. For the men, stay away from the women. There's just some crazy people out there. You can look in some people's eyes, and if you do this long enough, you can know who not to deal with. I like looking at low mutual friends because if they look professional and really cool in some capacity with low, that means they aren't already in my network. Is that making sense? You guys with me on that so far? I'm not looking for somebody who has 60 because I could look at that and say, okay. But then I may look and say, oh, they're affiliated with, I can see Pasha Oliver, one of my best friends, David Pinio, 5 different places around the world and none of my networks in business. So that might be someone who I might just go down and look at their profile. But I'm sitting up here and I'm going through, this person's been on there for a long time. I don't want anybody to look like they got a tattoo on the brassiere. She may be an amazing person. I just don't know her. Are you guys with me on that so far? I just stay away from it. I don't have time to even, it's not worth my time. So I'm going through all of this. I pray they aren't in the business on this call. I have no idea who they are, but it is what it is. So what we're doing here is I'm just saying, look at how many people are waiting to confirm. Why would you need to go through all of your existing friends? Many of you have already experienced and already understand it's never the person with the knife or gun. It's always a family member or friend who says it can't be done. I have an unlimited amount of people. It doesn't stop. It just keeps going. If you're looking for, if you just want to, I could do this for 10 minutes a day. How could you? It's impossible. 10 minutes a day and make your bills go away. That's my philosophy. 10 minutes a day and make your bills go away. 10 effective minutes a day where you can't get out there. Well, I don't have time to go to gatherings. I don't have time to go to get-togethers. I don't have time to go to summits. I don't have time to go to conferences. I'm always busy. How do I fit this into my life? How do I fit this into my business? 10 people a day, 5 days a week. Actually, you should do it 7, but let's just say 5 days a week. That's 5 times 4, that's 20. 20 times 12, that's 240 people. In 1 year, you've effectively worked 10 minutes a day, contacting 10 people a day, maximizing and mastering the art of communication, of just generating interest of people who are already looking for you. Not that you're going out there courting. I'm not courting. They're already looking for me. I'm able to leave them a voice print and say, hey, thank you for looking for me. Thank you for liking anything you like. You have to like something about me. I want to get to know you before I just add you to my page. Because what I'm up to in life is health, mind, body, and soul, including finances. I love helping people. I love taking care of my mind and my body. I love getting wealthy. I love to travel. I feel like I'm doing a dating service without me having to go look for a date. They're all looking for me. All they're saying is, hi, how you doing? So what do you like? What do you like in life? What do you want to do? You want to have lunch? You want to have dinner? I just want some new friends. You want to make some money? Yeah, what do you want to do? Well, as a matter of fact, I'll give you another example because I want you guys to really get this. Is this helping anybody? Are y'all following me on this? I want you to get this. I'm gonna give you one more example of a message I might leave. So I'll go here. I'm gonna go here. Now this one right here, what you guys remember I told you about the crazy eyes? Run from the crazy eyes. I don't care how cute they are. That's crazy. I know cray cray. No. Right here, I like that right there. That's seasoned. That means they've been there somewhere. Right here, I like that. Conservative, glasses, professional. Right here, I like that. Brother takes care of himself. I'm gonna go with Derek. Let's go here. But I gotta check the friends list. See, that's too deep into my network. Anybody's been around for a minute, you know Todd Stoudemire. You know Steve Kwan. So that's somewhere already in the network. So I can't use that one. Is that making sense? Are y'all following me? Okay. So I'll go over one. Rosa. I know that was from Canada. Don't want to go to Canada right now. So let's go here. Like that one. Followed by 5,000. 7. 7's a good number. Terry Moore, Vinny. Novak, years ago. Okay, so I'm gonna go with this one here. So we'll go here. Click on. I like the dress, the consciousness. She's already going to conferences, which means she won't have a problem going to Baltimore. Happiness is the new rich. The inner peace is the new success. Health is the new wealth. Kindness is the new cool. Love all of that. Only 7 contacts. I'll go back up here. I'll go to message. As you can see, no contact. I'm gonna leave a message. Shalandra, I just want to say thank you for getting in touch with me, and I really am grateful that you've identified me and requested me as a friend. All the crazy stuff after the pandemic and everything, I'm just very selective with bringing people in and very selective with the people that I actually associate with. But I love everything about your post of health, wellness. I'm looking at, you're in Redlands, California, and I see that you're into luxury travel. I'll tell you one thing. I've traveled all over the world. I have businesses in 20 plus countries. I want to know what you do. Dream Explorers, you got my attention. I want to know what you do, and I want you to know what I do. If there's a way we can reciprocate and support each other and get to know each other at the same time, it'll be my pleasure. Hit me back and let me know if this gets your attention. Too much to type out. Have an amazing freaking weekend. Real simple. Real simple. Very professional. And you can have fun doing it. Is anybody learning from this? Are y'all learning from this? Have fun with this. I didn't have to go to Starbucks. I have to go out and find 10 people. Me and Al Thomas had to go with 20 pennies in our pocket and move them to the right side of the pocket every day. We couldn't go to bed until we got the other 10, 20 pennies. We did a minimum of 10, maximum of 20. 20 pennies is like if you try walking around with 10 to 20 pennies in your pocket in a $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 suit. It's not really sexy, but we would not go to bed until we got those pennies out of the left pocket to the right pocket. If we had to go to a hotel late at night, if we had to go to a gas station at 2 o'clock in the morning, we knew we couldn't go to sleep until we got those 10 prospects. With technology today and everything that's digitized, that's all it cost me is being able to, I don't even have to act like I'm approaching or encroaching or stalking this woman. Beautiful picture, beautiful profile about luxury and traveling. She asked for my number. She asked for my information. She's like, who are you, King? Well, funny you should ask. Since you came to the court and you were looking for an audience, I love to travel. I need to employ a new person for my travel. I love beautiful people. I love people who are about health. All that you have on your page, since you're asking, reach back to me and let me see if we can collaborate on a few things. How can I support you? 10 people a day, what does that tell you? That means I'm going to walk away with a minimum of 5 out of 50%. It's a known fact. Once you get good at this, it's a 50% minimum closing ratio with your eyes closed. So I'm going to end up with a minimum of out of 240, 120 potential business partners, and we can take that another level, 50%. So I'm going to end up with at least 60 business partners when I only need 5 crazy people to get to the top of the mountaintop. And I'm going to end up with another 120 people, another 60 people, they're going to be my customers. I'm converting every one of them into a customer. Now, if I use this system alone, 200 people, 240, that are all recruiting me. They're all looking for me. Let's not add to this. Let's not add to this Instagram. Let's not add to this LinkedIn. Let's not add to this, for some of y'all, TalkTick. Okay, let's not add TalkTick. Let's not add to this all the different platforms you have out there of people that are screaming. You know what social media is? A scream for attention. That's all it is. Somebody see me. Somebody love me. Somebody make me rich. Somebody help me. I just need to be. Oh my God. That's all it is. It is it's a daily cry. Did you see what I ate? Did you see where I went? Did you see who I'm with? Did you stalk my page? I see you on Instagram. I see you looked at it, but you didn't comment. I see you had time to look at my social media, but you didn't have time to call me, huh? I see you done been, I can see you. What you doing? Let me see how many people like my page. Let me just see who's actually viewing my picture. I just put it up. Why take an hour to get 20 likes? Oh my God, let me learn the algorithm. Let me come back in a day before I put something else up, because I might feel like I'm rejected. Not enough people like that. Oh my Jesus. Can somebody just come and save me from myself? Help me, please, Jesus. That's all social media is. The old, the young, the thick, the thin. It's amazing. And here we are making life difficult to find new business partners and customers, and they're everywhere. What I'm going to suggest, my last footnote for you is you need to find, I'm just going to suggest you, if you are not making, hear me clearly. Hear me clearly. Are you guys listening? Nod your head if you're listening. I'm going to make a suggestion for you. I'm going to make a real suggestion, because what's the most valuable thing we have on this planet? It's time. It's called currency for a reason. It's current. It's your money. It's time, people, space, and energy. That's what money is to me. That's a class for another day. I'm going to suggest that you find one mentor, 3 coaches. One mentor, 3 teachers. You'd be amazed how many people say, Al Thomas is my mentor. And you'd be amazed how many people say, Byron Nelson is my mentor. Let me tell you something. Don't tell nobody I'm your mentor and you broke. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody. Don't say our name. Don't say that. It's impossible to be in my space. I have bad days. Al has bad days. If there is a such thing as a bad day, if you want to call it a bad day, I just say there's better days and there's lesser days. I don't like saying bad days, but we do have challenging days. We all have freaking challenging days. I get that, but I'll tell you something. There's not an Al Thomas or Byron Nelson, or a Mrs. Driscoll. There is not any of the leaders that we have that I associate with, and I don't associate with everybody. I don't care what camp you pull. Are you guys with me on that so far? I promise you there's only 2 calls that I actually do a year intentionally, and have been doing it for the last decade, except for my own. And this is one. Very particular about where I show up at. But what I will say is, I don't fault a person for having a bad day. I challenge a person, and unless it's dealing with death or chronic illness like cancer, as I'm dealing with and other things, and even then, I have a problem, and I will say, I don't even like the word problem. I have a challenge and a problem with people who have a bad week and month. We don't get stuck. We will have a bad one day, even it can run into maybe 2 days sometimes, right? Sasha, give me 5 minutes, baby. I'm on a Zoom. I'll call you right back, love. Okay. I will have even a challenging week, a challenging month. But every time somebody talks to you, they gotta feel like they won the lottery for you to smile. They gotta feel like walking on eggshells to see if your attitude is right. They gotta wonder how you're gonna show up when they pick up the phone. Hell to the no. I'm telling you, I know how to pick myself up on my worst days. I don't need to call somebody to be pulled back down into the vortex of hell. And write this down. The way you do anything is the way you do everything. So to be happy, just go get, his song, just be happy. Learn how to do it. Figure out how to go back to what I'm saying. I don't want to lose you. I'm finishing up my conversation here. I'm going to bring it full circle. Get you a mentor and get you 3 teachers, 3 coaches. Now, why do I say that? Because you can only have one true mentor. Beethoven, when you understand, Mozart taught Haydn, who taught Beethoven. I tell this story all the time. Beethoven didn't say, I have 3 teachers, 5 teachers. He had 1 teacher. Michelangelo had 1 teacher. The 12 disciples had 1 teacher, 1 true mentor, but they had a lot of teachers. Forgive me for confusing you there. Is that making sense? Find the mentor that you want to be like most and do everything that they do. Call them. And here's a secret in this business. Your upline doesn't have to be, Sam could be your mentor. Al Randolph could be your mentor. Just find a mentor. It doesn't have to be your upline. You staying broke and blaming your upline for being broke is your fault. That's in life. That's not just in network marketing. That's not just in ACN. That's in life. Find somebody who said, you know what? And don't bleed them dry. Don't make your mentor want to run away from you because you don't take the fortitude to take the work and do the action. Be willing to put in the work. I've had mentors that never met me until 5, 6, 7 years later, but I claimed them as my mentor. I listened to every CD, every audio, every video I could get my hands on, every book I could get my hands on, any convention they were at. I've been around, even in our business. I have flown to conventions to it wasn't a national. I was in the business 3 months, flying halfway around the country with not a penny in my pocket. I was like, I just love the way this person rolls. I'm gonna learn everything. If I could just go one, then it got to 2. Then I said, wherever that person is. And then I said, I had that one person, I had 3 teachers, people that I was like, I have my Dora Chambers, I have my Larry Raskin. It wasn't Larry, it was actually Stuart Todd. Larry was in a tag team with another partner who unfortunately has passed. It was my mentor, was one of my teachers. I had 3 different people and I had one mentor, Montrell, that I studied everything from. Sucked their brain dry till I made a much better version than all 4 of them. Till I became a freaking beast. I am so freaking unstoppable. When I push green button, when I turn go, nobody, I'm not gonna say I'm better than anybody else, but nobody is better than me because nobody can outwork me, which makes me the best. I'm a freaking beast. Put me in a gang of 1,000 of your top network marketers on the planet. I will run circles around all of them. It's a DNA, it's a code, it's a muscle you develop. Drop me in any city. I'll sponsor 50 people in less than 30 days personally and turn that 50 into 500 in less than 90 days. In any freaking city. Ireland, put me in the hardest market you can where a black man you don't think will exist. Put me in the community of KKK, you'll see me with a cross on and you'll see them sitting up there with a Bible in their hand. You'll think they're Baptist by the time I finish with them. It's a mentality. It's a freaking mentality. And until you adopt it, till you make a decision that you're going to do that we love to help, but we aren't trying to be dragged down. We aren't trying to be bled to death. Oh, I got 1,000 questions. Okay, we're going to answer 3. When you do something with those 3, come back and see me. Stop sitting up there saying I'm lost, I'm trying to find, I don't know, I've never done this before. I just, how do I, oh my Jesus, God. Just ask us to pray for you. Don't ask for help. Shit. All right, I'm sorry. I got a little trigger at the altitudes. This is Freaky Friday. Everybody needs to get a freaking check. I am complete.